everybody. My name is Rebecca, and we're here on location in the Boulder Library, talking about everything love for none other than Love Improv. So Sherry and I have had lots of conversations about how to initiate when you're in a relationship, and this can be a real contentious issue, right? Because people, sometimes in the bedroom, there's a problem being like, someone touches and the person pulls away. And also, there's that point of initiation that comes when you go from liking somebody to dating them to courtship, if that still exists these days, I don't know. And then, bing, 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 down the line, marriage, and sometimes initiating even separation. So we're going to talk about all the levels of initiation that happens in relationship, because Lord knows there's plenty. So why don't you kick it off with the initiation that happens when you go from dating into actually being boyfriend-girlfriend. Like all the different kind of quibbles and problems people kind of come up with when they're in that initiation phase.
So like you've been hanging out and now you're going to start dating?
Yeah.
So I think some things can happen at that point where you're just really being more of who you are as friends. And then as things start to transition, there seems to be some automatic response like, oh, I need to be this way now.
I gotta be perfect or something.
Yeah, or I gotta actually put makeup on. You know, or
shave
something.
the legs.
So there is definitely a line, not only the physical line, but there are all kinds of mental, emotional lines that get crossed as well.
And oftentimes, as females, it can be the case that we're waiting for somebody to initiate, waiting for somebody to ask, and I had this point given to me. So thank you, you know who you are, who shared it, is if someone's coming for your heart, if someone really is after your heart and not just your body and not just your brains or not just whatever else it might be that they're coming after, wait for them to ask. And let that be the initiation into the next phase of relationship.
I like that. My sister, it's really funny, she came to me, I don't know, a couple months ago or whatever, and was like, I'll never forget what you said to me. And this was right before she started dating the guy she's still with for, I don't know, 13, 14 years. And she said that I told her to let him or the person find her.
So I'm going to take this moment to really speak to the men out there and say that we're extending the invitation. We just need you to RSVP. So that's one part of initiating in relationship. All right, so now you're in it, it's juicy, you've been dating for a while, and things start to change and shift in the bedroom. There's a lot of factors that can create this. And one of the things is outside stresses that start to come in, and then you further stress yourself and stress the relationship because you're like, you know what, I can't ask for what I want. And what I really want is to be closer to the one that I love.
Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yeah, so you're talking about how we were friends, then we start dating, then we start getting physical, and then we start getting comfortable.
Yeah.
And so then there's that edge, as you like to say, that you're just pushed up against saying, boy, I really like all this stuff, it's great, but ooh, there's still something more that my body, my mind, my spirit is searching for. And usually that's intimacy. And that doesn't have to be a physical act.
Right. So the initiation around sex and intimacy, I would say that that too is your sex life, whether you're doing it a lot or a little, is reflective of how your other levels of communication are playing out in your relationship. It's and that's something that you could really delve deeper in with, I think, a counselor. Or you get some good material on it from a relationship columnist. So if you're curious about those things, I would say please leave comments for us and be happy to help you with that intimacy edge. Now we're going to round this whole thing out and say the last and most painful area of initiation can really be when a relationship is coming to an end.
Well, we forgot about marriage.
Well, I would say that
that's a big one. And I would say that it's big because you already have the love, you already have the commitment, right? I mean, everything's really wonderful, juicy, exciting. But then you get married, and everyone's like, oh, we've been together for 4 or 5 years, nothing will change. Well, guess what? It changes for everyone, even if it's temporary. Because you try to take on these roles of husband and wife, and what is that truly about? And I think it's really important before you get married to communicate your ideas on what the expectations are after you get married, even if you think it's silly and you think nothing's going to change. Well, guess what? It really does. And I think that initiating that conversation, like you said, if communication is a really big part or an underlying factor to intimacy, whether it's you're not getting enough or you're not getting it all, this would be a good place to start. So to go back to now what you're talking about, boy, you're in marriage and now it's not working out.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And so we'll cover the initiation pieces that happen when you do separate in the next video. But if initiation is something that you struggle with, really it can be a blockage of fear that you're holding, that you won't be accepted, or the question that we all carry, am I enough? And again, we'll cover those in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. We'd love to hear your comments. Post them below. My name is Rebecca, and I want you to keep it sexy.
As always, love courageously.